Hello, good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day, a good week. I haven't seen you since Sunday. Hey Ryan, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. How you been? I suppose you watched the Super Bowl. I'm sure that you're disappointed. Sorry about that. But things are going very good, I think. Oh, is it are you having bad weather? Well, that's good you didn't go then. Hello, Frazzled. Good to see you. Yeah, I think it's going to get cold again, even here. Hey, Forever Young. I didn't understand it either. I don't know. I didn't know that performer, and I don't know if there's anything. I keep hearing different stuff about it, but I didn't understand. Right? I know. I didn't understand. Yeah, it's good to see you. I know it's been a long time, a really long time. Yeah, it was a little. I just assume I don't understand. I don't know any songs he sings, so I don't really understand. Never even heard of him until right before the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Yeah, there is really good things happening. I think. I mean, I think it's going to be tough initially. I think it is. We're going to go through a little bit more, but hey, I'm loving it. Right. Oh, see, right. Well, that's what I say, Forever Young. Yeah, I just figured I don't. I thought because that song, there's another creator, JLR. He did a little skit song parody thing a while back, and he was saying that I thought he came up with that on his own. I didn't know about this song. Um, I thought JLR made it up, so I have no idea. I mean, that's about how much of it I know. I was really impressed with JLR on that. Um, but it really did fit too, right? It totally fit. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jerry. Oh my God. Hello, Debbie. That cracks me up. Right, right. I did hear that, Ryan. I don't. It didn't bother me. I don't care for Taylor Swift myself. Not much of a fan there. I'm not. Hey, Queen. Yeah, there's so much happening that like it just gets so overwhelming. Um and I kind of keep getting off course. Like I'll be trying to get stuff planned and I'm like, "Oh my god, now I heard about this. I heard about that." And it's a lot. It's good. Some stuff is ridiculous. Oh my god. But I don't know about anybody else, but I was really excited when I saw the picture of little John in the White House because I was thinking that with X the other day. When I watched that, I was like, "Oh my god, remember when John was under the desk?" I love that so much. Hey, Tough. I love little John. Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan of hers. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of anybody trying to tell me to drive a smart car while they fly private jets all over the damn place 24/7. I know, right, Jerry? I love that so much. Totally reminded me. He is just cute as a bug, isn't he? He cracks me up. All of the stuff that I don't even know where to start. There's so much. But I'm wondering if anybody I really oh, did you? I didn't even think about it until I saw him in the office. Yeah, I don't either. Forever Young. I don't. Nope. And like I said, I kept my mouth shut about things. It was so bad after the last election. I was very upset and very depressed and I decided not to talk about it. People don't want to hear it. But once they shot him, fuck it. I was pissed and I cannot. I was, Debbie. I was so depressed. I totally changed everything that I did my whole life. I stopped watching anything. I stopped paying attention. I just said I can't watch this shit. But when they shot him, I was like, oh my God. Because I knew they were going to. Yep. Yeah, that's why I think he's moving at such rapid speed. He knows that it's going to take a long time. He knows that. Or, he knows that it's going to take time. And they're going at crazy speed. I love this. And I really, I would like to know what is it that Mitch McConnell thinks that he's doing by voting no on every, first of all, go home. He's a million years old. He needs to go home. Um, I am sick of him. Oh, thanks. I do too. Um, do you know JD Vance is in Europe? He has to rush back here because Mitch McConnell is going to vote no on everybody. For RFK, that's 50-50 right now. to break the tie, Vance has to come back and vote. Like, what the hell? He keeps falling down. He keeps having all these issues. It's time to go home. I get so angry at these people that won't let it go for nothing. Remember Feinstein, McCain, all of them. Go home. You're not healthy. You're not well. Oh, it's so frustrating. And he's doing it literally to be a dick. Plus, he's a total rhino. And you know what I find very interesting? I keep waiting to hear from Senator Graham. How come I have not heard one word from Senator Graham since all this Doge stuff came out? Because he's a big recipient, I guarantee you. All the people out there carrying on, they're all busted. Right, Frazzled? Yeah. Yesterday he met with I have to say it, Mr. and Mr. Macron. Yeah, she did. Jerry. Oh gosh. That's exactly right. Yep, you've got the psychos that are they're really thinking they're going to stop it by acting crazy. Those are recipients. Um and like I said, not a word from Lindsey Graham. Because it's not just the Democrats. I've never claimed that for a second. It's not. Well, you saw where did you guys see this reporter was asking trying to talk to Maxine Waters and Elizabeth Warren, and their staff actually assaulted him, pushed and shoved him, and he was asking how are you worth $12 million? How does that happen? I'm sure it has nothing to do with all this money laundering shit you guys been up to. Yeah, Jerry, you should tell him off. Did you guys see that? It's yeah, because that's how they act. They act like maniacs, actually. I think it was yesterday. Oh, yeah, look here. He said he said they took his earbud out of his ear and threw it. He had to use find my find my iPhone or some kind of app to go find his earbud. Yeah, watch this. I'll show you. Oh my god, and that song they made up? Oh my god. Torture. Actual torture. Yeah. No, they are acting maniac. Hello, Cindy. I know that I don't know. I just can't believe he has not come out and said anything. He's usually all over the news about everything. And I did hear initially that, a lot of these payments that are supposedly going to Ukraine and different places, they're not really going there. They're coming. It's just laundering. And I did hear initially that it is that Lindsey Graham was a big benefactor. Yeah, Jerry knows him. No, do you guys remember? It was hysterical when Trump was in hey sis, when Trump was in the primaries, in what, 2015, I guess, before, remember when he gave out Lindsey Graham's number? I died. He cracks me the hell up. I cannot. Did you? He is a disgrace. He's a rhino. I mean, my senators here are, I cannot with them. Oh my God. The third largest recipient of money from Big Pharma is Senator Kelly from my state. Yeah, real pile of doo-doo. Okay, this is funny. We call him Senator Muffin Cumberpatch. That's what an old a radio show that Mr. Snotty and I used to listen to. That's what they called him. Lindsey Graham. Hey, Floor. Hey, Army vet. Did you see this with these psychos? You guys, I hope you saw the funnies that I put up from Terrence K. Williams the other day. Absolutely hilarious.
Look at this crowd. Elon Musk, where are you? Bring your ass over here so you can see who's here and what we're doing. We're not afraid of you. We know that you are the co-president now of the United States of America. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to follow very closely what he's doing and how he has done it. First of all, we're here at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. What is it? This is so important. Prior to this being organized in the Dodd-Frank reforms, consumers didn't have any place to really file complaints.
Oh man, that's rich for Maxine Waters. Talking about banking regulations? Really, lady? This is the same lady that faced sanctions in Congress and was listed as the #1 most corrupt member of Congress because she put her husband on a board of a bank that she was regulating during the financial crisis of 2008. Do you not?
Yeah, did you see that? Said, oh my God. You guys, I got to show you. I watch it over and over. Could just piss myself. That James Brown wig. It's hilarious. Oh my God. I sent it to you the other day, sis. It's so damn funny. I can't. Oh my God, I could piss.
Understand how corrupt Maxine Waters is? She's going to sit there outside of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau
I
Much
love
like
it,
FEMA,
right?
by the way, President Trump, my producers are telling me President Trump just responded to our FEMA reporting. Please grab that. I'm going to put that up. President Trump just responded to our reporting seconds ago on Truth Social saying that he's probably going to get rid of FEMA entirely. That is too corrupt of an organization. Elon Musk saying the same thing about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, who, again, if you have a bureau called Protect the Children, you in Washington, D.C., and it's funded by USAID and dark money, octopus blob NGOs, you know that what that organization does is probably traffic children. It's just whatever it is the opposite.
Yeah, you know, I might play something for you guys. The other day I heard something and literally I didn't even know what to do. Like I felt sick and I thought I hadn't been awake very long and I thought I'm losing my mind. It's really, really bad. I mean, what our government has been doing is so demonic. It's unbelievable. They have been trafficking children. That I don't know all of their motives for bringing all these people in here, but we knew it wasn't good. We knew that, but it's some very sick shit going on. Right, what FEMA has done to, and that's what they're doing. They were trying to funnel money through this stuff, through these organizations. Yes, it's bad. Did you see it on Benny the other day, Queen? I couldn't even handle it. My stomach hurt. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. It is worse. It is. I believe it is. I think it's way worse. And I think we just would not even. Oh, and it's really like, seriously, this is. Hey, Top Hats. Are you kidding? They have some nerve. Because they know their scheme is up. It's up. Yeah, they do. Yep, you're right. I really just sat here going, I know I'm not hearing this. Like, oh my God. Like we're doing this. We're doing it with our money. We're doing sick things to children. You guys. It's horrible. They will. They're going to fight really hard. They are. Okay, I'll speed this up to see. Oh yeah, here we go.
If a Republican member of Congress had their goon squad out punching reporters, here's what happened to Nick when he tried to ask questions of Maxine Waters.
I think I'm hypocritical.
And she's got to go get in her big black taxpayer-funded SUV.
Oh yeah, that's what happens when you're a member of Congress.
No, that's what happens when you don't have transparency in the government. Why do you deserve a big black taxpayer-funded SUV? Is that why you're so against Doge? Is that what the problem is? What's up with the lack of transparency in your? What's the problem with transparency? Who the fuck are you? Why are you pushing? What is the problem with Doge? What is the problem with
Right.
Do you remember Jim Acosta writing an entire book about Trump's attack on the free press? Had you ever seen a single instance where anybody laid a hand on Jim Acosta? Accosted Acosta? No. In fact, I have clips that can show you that Jim Acosta accosted White House staff members. We actually have the footage. This is weaponized autism, ladies and gentlemen. I know the producers are grabbing it right now. This is the footage is 7 years old, but Jim Acosta actually fighting and physically fighting with White House staffers.
They have
Pushing and
told their
punching
soul.
at them.
Yes, they have.
It's the
I
opposite
will put a
of what
link
they
in
say.
here. It says just a second.
Bizarro world. But there, I can just show you a clip of an independent journalist getting assaulted by the security of a top-ranking, very famous Democrat member of Congress. Why is this not national news? It's gone viral on X. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is Elizabeth Warren and her staff doing the exact same thing, except for this time it was Elizabeth Warren giving the elbow to the journalist. We have it on tape. Here we go.
To shut down.
Senator Warren, why are you so afraid of transparency? Why are you bothered by the fact Elon Musk is attempting to expose all of this fraudulent spending? What is that about? What is the problem here? What is the problem with transparency? Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary in Congress?
Thank you.
How did you do that?
Excuse me.
How did you do that? You
Yeah, how are you worth $12 million?
So you don't want to answer that question. What is it about Doge that's such a problem to you? You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera.
Excuse us. Thank you.
Transparency is your enemy.
Nick Sotor, independent journalist, just got tomahawked by Pocahontas. Here's another angle of it.
Pocahontas.
You can see here the senator literally taking her sharp elbows and jamming it against the camera. So there's multiple times in the same day that this independent journalist was shoved or stopped from reporting the news, asking questions of elected officials. This is an assault on democracy.
No, she needs to tell us how she. Where did you get $12 million? Where did you get that? I know. They need to go. Yeah, he says. Let's see.
Me that this isn't the number one news story in the world right now. You were assaulted multiple times by Democrat staffers, and they just can get away with it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
There's nothing new here, Benny. I mean, they for whatever reason, they're not used to reporters asking them tough questions and actually, pressing them. They're called the press, but they don't do any press. They don't put any pressure on the Democrats ever. And we saw a similar situation on Maui. When the mayor's people were pushing up on me, and I got put in a headlock by one of his people just for asking about the numbers of people that were missing in debt out there. And in this situation, you see me asking Elizabeth Warren about her net worth. I feel like that's a very, very fair question. And it seems to be that one of the reasons that they're scared of this transparency is because it's going to reveal how she ended up with a $12 million minimum net worth on a $174,000 salary. I mean,
Oh my God, really, frazzled. Wow. Yeah, where are all these kids? Where are they? And when you see, I'm going to have to get that link. When you see the people associated with it, it's really sick.
look, man, I'm not a mathematician, but the math ain't mathing, Benny. I don't understand.
I've again seen Jim Acosta. Here's video of Jim Acosta at the White House accosting a White House staffer. This guy built his entire career off of saying that there's an attack on the press. And in the time span of 2 hours, you had your camera shoved. I believe that's what happened with Maxine Waters. So a member of her security punched over your camera and blocked your shot. And then you had a very well-known Democrat senator who was running for president just a few years ago elbow you in the side. This seems to be grounds, I think, for a larger national conversation about the goons these people actually are.
Yeah, absolutely. And Benny, what you can't tell from the video is because when Maxine Waters staffer, well, first of all, I'll tell you real quick, it is not easy to ask questions and think very well and think through these things when you're being shoved and grabbed. And, I had actually Ayanna Presley's goon squad grab me by my jacket and pick me up. I haven't even posted that video yet, Benny. It gets worse. But asking her those questions, and they tried to literally take my phone. I had to fight to get my phone back from them. It's like, because I was recording like this, and they grabbed it and started pulling it out of my hands, literally trying to take my phone. This is after they attempted to steal my AirPods. They pulled my AirPod out of my ear, this one of the Elizabeth Warren people, and then ran away and hid it somewhere. I ended up being able to find it with the Find My iPhone app. She grabbed it, and threw it, and then chased me down and said that I assaulted her and was stealing her AirPods, even though she had literally stolen my AirPods. These people are crazy. They're mentally ill. They don't have any answer. And that includes these senators and Congress people at this point. Maxine Waters is easily one of the dumbest members of Congress, can't answer simple questions, doesn't want voter ID, but demands ID from a poor.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's just a small example of their craziness. I'm trying to find also where they oh God. They can't be getting by with this stuff anymore. They can't. It's really bad. I'm trying to find that one. It's way worse than we think. Than we realize. It's way worse. The money, the kids. But I think, I really feel that well, the thing is, because we have been paying press. So to do whatever we want. So we've been living in this completely fake world. Having the press tell us what we think, tell us what's going on when it is not at all. It's propaganda, and we're paying for it. It's what I said last week. This is that's what happens in communist countries. Oh, it is so scary to think of how terrifying your government is. It's scary as crap. But what we have? What we have is, so supposedly the Epstein list is coming out. Now, for me, I feel like we're not going to be surprised at a lot of people on that list. We already know many of them, but I think we are going to be surprised at some people on that list. And these are the kinds of things, desperate people are going to do desperate things. That's going to be bad for a lot of people there. When we find out who all has been to Pedophile Island, that's going to be really bad. And it's people, there's going to be lots that we didn't actually even expect to be there, I think. These people are doing everything they can to stop this stuff. But they can't even talk intelligently at all. I think so, Queen. I do. I feel that fat bastard Barr is going to be on there. What do you bet? He's a slimy mother effer. Can't stand that guy. We know Clinton's on there 27 times. But I mean, he didn't just limit it to that island. He's been doing it all over. He's been pulling his shit all over the place. Right. People, I think so. And some people are going to have to go to jail. They are. They have to. Right. Yep. And they keep saying that they're not being transparent, but they're showing everything that's happening in in these reports they come out with. They're posting it. And of course, they're going to say everything they can to make this look fraudulent, because they're all on the hook here. People have to have taken bribes. They've taken bribes. They've been laundering money. They've been trafficking children. This is sick. Yep. Oh, absolutely, Frazzled. Yes. Oh, I bet you anything. Yep. It is so gross. It is so gross. And think about it. This is, whenever they felt they had to, look how many times they tried to kill him. Look at everything they've gone through to make him not get into office, because this is the shit they're trying to hide. It's very bad stuff. I bet you that there are going to be people, like you said, I don't know why more people aren't literally resigning and getting the fuck out of town. You've made all your money. Get out of here, because you're going to go to jail. You're going to have to. I think so too. Yes, Debbie, I do. That's what they're trying to amp up and cause havoc and cause all this violence because they're so used to this. They've been able to have the press on their side, the media. They can tell them they wouldn't allow social media. We have proof of all that. And it's not working anymore. So I don't know what they'll do to get out of it. At this point, they just look ridiculous, quite honestly. This new song they came up with, I don't even know. They could use this in torture chambers. It's So stupid. Let me see if I can find. Okay, I don't want a real long one. This is so cute. Yeah, there's some crazy shit with the eggs, right? Okay, I haven't watched this one yet, but this cracks me up when he's talking to Trump.
Ensure that there's accountability and transparency.
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent.
Some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So the at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge and I think a significant part of this of presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we'd have to. If you sorry, so tell you gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government to reduce the federal expenses, it's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast
He
amounts of
is so cute. I know.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
Right.
etc.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few
And balances that are in place to ensure that there's accountability and transparency.
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, there's a lot of sort of regulations that don't ultimately serve the public good. We need to free the builders of America.
Yeah, they have found where, people that are 150 years old are getting Social Security checks. They have found payments that people were supposed to get them for 3 months. They've been getting them for like 10 years. This is no surprise to me at all. But they want you to act like this is going to go after, real stuff, legitimate stuff. Just the fraud and abuse is no one says they're attacking all of it. I mean, can they shut up about that? I know. He goes everywhere with him. Have you seen that? He's always with him. Look at this one.
X, are you okay? This is X.
If we do that, that means we get the economic growth to be maybe 3 or 4%, maybe 5%. If there's not, it's like just a massive number of blank checks. Just they should be on the.
What's your response to that, Kurt?
Very, very smart.
Yeah. Look at his face. I know, he's so patient, right? He is going to be famous forever for picking his nose in the Oval Office. I know. I love it.
You can't just leave the field blank. Right? There's the field's left blank. We gotta make
I did that hilarious. That is so cute. I love it because again, it made me think immediately of John under the desk. And that's always been one of my favorite things. So we need to see Pam Bondi today. Yep. Yes, she was. I love this. And you know what's funny? She has been such an advocate of child trafficking, and she was huge in Florida for that. Telling you, it's not going to turn out well for these people. Right? Frazzle, I know, right? I can't. And you see him with them all the time. The thing is, Elon does understand a lot of things that people don't understand. And it seems probably crazy to some people. But we've had such an attack on families, on having children in this country for a long time. We're not having kids. He actually understands, the reason he bought Twitter. He understood that we were losing our freedom of speech. He understands we need to have babies. We need them. Oh, good night, Top Hats. Because it actually is true. And
2.3.
What?
You're gonna have 2.3 each couple.
At least. But
That's a minimum, yeah.
tip my hat on exit. No, when I think about it, my granny had 10 kids. My mom had 5. I had 2. We just keep. But other cultures have not stopped. They still are having the same amount of kids, but we're not. And literally, our government has done everything to try to stop us from having kids. The whole family unit. So Elon's doing his part on that. I think, what does he have, 12? So listen what Pam Bondi's going to do. I love it. I love all this stuff. You only had one? I know. I wasn't even thinking about it at that time. Of course, I wasn't thinking that way.
I went for the second.
Mr. Snotty had 3. Yeah, yeah. Right. He did. I remember that. Queen, I do remember that. And I knew he had a seat in there today. I saw that. Don't you love it? How could anybody not like what's happening? The only way you could not like what's happening is if you are up to some bullshit. I can't get into TikTok. I've gotten into X finally, but I can't. Yeah, I think that is great. I remember when Rumble came out, but I had decided I wasn't paying attention to shit anymore. I couldn't pay attention to it because it was too much for me. I couldn't take it. And there's some other shit that's come out, but I can't verify. I don't know how to verify it. And it's got me. It's an overload right now. It really is an overload. But I love this one.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry we were a little bit late. I was in the West Wing swearing in Tulsi Gabbard, and so I just came straight back here. So thanks for being patient with us with the delay.
That's right.
We're here today because we have filed.
That's right, Debbie. And some of them are going to go to jail. They clearly have not cared that they're going to go to hell, in my opinion. But yeah, what they're doing is illegal. It's not only, it's sick, it's illegal, it's... She's going after people too. She's perfect for this, I think. She's not controversial at all. Hey, Cindy. Wow, long time. Good to see you.
Charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms like we're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. As you know, we sued Illinois, and New York didn't listen. So now you're next. Millions of illegal aliens with violent records have flooded into our communities, bringing violence and deadly drugs with them. With me today, I'm so proud to be joined by Tammy Nobles. Tammy is an angel mom.
Yes.
Her beautiful daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered by an MS-13 member in 2022. Kayla had just turned 20 years old, and she was raped and murdered by someone who should not have been in our country. Yet he was released, flown to Maryland, where he committed this violent murder. I just want you to hear from Tammy. Tammy represents not only herself and her family, but all of the great angel moms around this country who have suffered because of what the Biden administration did, and it is over.
Thank you for having me here today and being able to share Kayla's story. Her murderer was able to come across the border knowing that he was flagged as an MS-13 gang member, and he had a criminal record in 2020 in El Salvador for illicit gang activity. He came over as an unoccupied alien child, saying that he was afraid of gang activity in his country. Health and Human Services called him a nice boy, and he showed age-appropriate behavior. That fell so wrong when he murdered my daughter. He ended up in Maryland where he was able to rent a room in the same mobile home as her. We thought it was a legit company that were renting out these rooms, but it turned out that it was another illegal immigrant who owned these mobile homes. And he knew Walter from El Salvador. He knew him and allowed him to rent a room with my child. Kayla just turned 20 years old 3 days before she was murdered. Her murderer was only living there for 5 days before he viciously strangled her, raped her, and left her on the floor like trash and robbed her of $6. I have been sharing her story for over 2.5 years to bring change, because this should have not have ever happened to Kayla, and it shouldn't be happening to other families being hurt by the border. Homeland Security did not do their jobs. They did not check his background. You know, they did say that he was processed. So if they processed him, they knew that he was a gang member and still allowed him here. Health and Human Services did not verify the sponsor and allowed him to go with a sponsor that they don't even know if it was his cousin or his aunt. And he was able to leave the sponsor's house to go live wherever he wanted.
Who needs to be charged also are the politicians that did this shit.
And I am going to continue sharing Kayla's story to help save others and to bring awareness of what was happening under the Biden-Harris administration. And I'm so thankful for Pam having me here today. And I'm so thankful for the opportunities I got from Trump and any other platform, you know, people who allowed me to share her story, because this is going to end. No other parent should suffer by having their child murdered by somebody that shouldn't be here. And I'm gonna continue, you know, sharing it, and for Kayla, you know, and also for others. Thank you.
And it's my understanding that he also admitted to other murders, correct? Multiple murders.
He wrote a letter, and it was intercepted in jail that he committed 4 murders and 2 rapes.
And that's who we were letting walk into our country. And that's why President Trump has directed this to stop. And if you don't comply with federal law, we will hold you accountable. We did it to Illinois, strike 1. Strike 2 is New York. And if you are a state not complying with federal law, you're next, get ready. And the great men and women of law enforcement are standing behind me today. We have FBI, DEA, ATF agents. They put their lives on the line every single day to protect us. And what New York has, they have green light laws, meaning they're giving a green light to any.
Listen to this. Listen to that. It's infuriating. It is so infuriating. Oh my God.
Illegal alien in New York, where law enforcement officers cannot check their identity if they pull them over. Law enforcement officers do not have access to their background. And if these great men and women pull over someone and don't have access to their background, they have no idea who they're dealing with. And it puts their lives on the line every single day. Violent criminals, gang members, drug traffickers, human smugglers will no longer terrorize the American people. And that is why we are here today. You will be held accountable if you do not follow federal law. It's over, it ends, and we're coming after you. Questions?
We have time for a few questions. David Spot, the process.
Madam Attorney General, thank you and welcome to the Justice Department.
Thank you.
I have a quick on-topic and a quick off-topic
Sure.
question. On-topic, in your executive order, or in your orders on the first day you were here, you talked about working with the Justice Department, or the sanctuary cities, as you say, will be punished. Today you're putting people on notice. Right now, we're just lawsuits. Is this going to go further? What kind of punishment are we talking about? Is there any grounds to charge individuals, charge politicians, how far is this going to go?
Well, we're going to see what they do next, David. We have sued them all. We personally sued the governor, the attorney general, Letitia James, and Mark Schroeder with DMV because he has the green light laws. So what they have to do, they have to start complying with federal law. If they don't, we're going to appeal it and we will win. They have to comply with federal law. Did you have a second question?
I did have a second off-topic question in this regard. The judiciary today, Elon Musk, who has enormous influence in the Trump administration, posted on X, quote, there needs to be an immediate wave of judicial impeachments, not just one. As the Attorney General of the United States, how do you respond to that? Should the process work out in the courts before we talk about judicial impeachments? I mean, these are just TROs now at this time. Shouldn't these just play out?
Yeah, I haven't seen Elon Musk tweet. He is a friend of mine. He is a great man. I think he's very frustrated with what's happening in our federal government. You know, at USAID alone, they're giving out billions of dollars that should not be distributed. We're going to back him up. You know, we work our whole lives in this country and we all pay taxes in this country. And for people to find out that $2 million is going to Guatemala for sex changes is outrageous. And we're going to back up Elon Musk every way we can. That includes lawsuits against these people who are doing that, and we will be successful.
Do you have concerns about judicial impeachments?
That's not going to happen now. We're going to look at everything. We're going to follow the law right now. We're going to follow the process. These are federal judges with lifetime appointments, but they will be struck down ultimately by the Supreme Court of the United States if the appellate courts don't follow the law as well.
Lana Richard, VAB.
Hi.
Hi.
I also have an on-topic and an off-topic.
Sure.
First of all, can you just briefly walk us through what the legal claims are you're making in this lawsuit?
Yeah, absolutely. So the green light laws are that this is what the green light law says. It's a green light to illegal immigration, which says they can comply. That law is unconstitutional. They can't do that. And what they've done is they have a tip-off provision that requires New York's DMV commissioner to promptly inform any illegal alien when a federal immigration agency has requested their information. So think about the men and women in law enforcement behind me. That's basically, that's not a basic, it's tipping off an illegal alien and it's unconstitutional. And that's why we filed this lawsuit. And that's why we charged Mark Schroeder too, because he runs DMV. Oh, I'm sorry, you had a second question.
Yeah, my off-topic question. I wanted to ask about Mayor Eric
Yes.
Adams' case. As of at least a few moments ago, SDNY still has not dropped that case. Have you or other DOJ leadership spoken to the acting U.S. attorney and SDNY since the memo was sent earlier this week? And what will you do if she refuses to drop the case?
I have not spoken to her. I know our acting DAG, Emil Bove, has spoken to her, and Chad Mizell may have spoken to her, but that case should be dropped. It was done at the directive of Emil, so that case should be dropped. I did not know that it had not been dropped yet, but I will certainly look into that.
Reagan, Daily Caller.
Hi, how are you?
Tom Homan suggested this week that someone from within the FBI may be leaking information about the ICE raids and that such could be putting officers' lives at risk. Has the DOJ gotten any closer to determining if these leaks are coming from within the FBI? And what will the consequences be if they can identify the leakers from the FBI?
Excuse me. Well, first, I can't talk about anything that is ongoing. And more reasons what I said earlier. The great men and women in law enforcement standing behind me today protected. And anytime anyone leaks off anything regarding a pending investigation, that jeopardizes lives. You're telling a bad guy what's about to happen. It could jeopardize the lives of all the men and women in law enforcement. We will not stand for it. We will find you. We're going to investigate it, no matter what agency it came from. We don't know for certain. We have an open investigation, so I can't talk about it in detail, but we will do everything in our power to hold you accountable, and it is a crime, and you will be prosecuted when we find you.
I got time for one more. Alana Austin is next.
Hi, Madam
Hi,
Attorney General. Thank you so much for your time. I was also interested in hearing specifically what the interactions have been like with Mayor Adams And I know he has a little bit of a different tone than some of the other Democrats out of the Empire State. And then also Denver Mayor Mike Johnston, because before the President Trump went back into office, he had issued some words about a potential standoff and then walked that back. So I was curious to see what things have been like out of New York City and Denver officials.
Yeah, well, we're hoping that in New York, Mayor Adams is going to cooperate with us with the sanctuary cities and the illegal aliens. And has the mayor of Colorado been cooperating? Do we know? I believe he might have now. Yeah, I believe Colorado is now cooperating. That's what we want. We don't want to sue you. We don't want to prosecute people. We want people to comply with the law. This is very simple. An MS-13 member murdered her daughter. That's happening throughout this country. We have one angel mom is too many. And we have angel moms throughout this country who should not be going through this. Comply with the law. This is the last thing we want to be doing. We want to be out there, all of us, fighting violent crime. Yet we're fighting illegal aliens, and that ends, and it's going to end today.
And politicians.
Time for it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She has a great record, you guys. She does. Very successful and she's been very much involved in human smuggling, child trafficking. I think that I think she's going to do a really good job at this. I do. I feel really positive about it. At least someone's saying it. And what's really hard to get through your head is, how do you not understand that they are breaking the law? You have politicians, they have created their own green light bill to tip off criminals that law enforcement is coming. I mean, are we fucking taking crazy pills? What the hell's going on? Who does that? Who the hell does that? It's insane. And these are the crazy ass people that want to lock up and anybody who was in DC on January 6th, lock them all up. But you want to tip off these people. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And you got to wonder, I mean, how come Biden gave all kinds of people a whole blanket pardon? I mean, he got so silly with it. I don't even know if they named everybody. Whole investigative teams pardoned. Anything they might even think about doing in the future. The fuck kind of shit is that? Because they were up to crap. So gross. Right. Is that... It's like I'm taking crazy pills, you know? The hell are we doing? I'm trying to find that stupid song. Who nobody really needs to see it anyway. Did any of you guys catch the Trump speech at the prayer breakfast? That was so good. I felt like it was really good. To me, it's a wasn't it? It was so yeah, it was very, very good. I'm glad you saw that, Hazel. I would let me see. I'm gonna pull it up. You guys, it was so good. He does. I think you know what, and what you keep hearing. I really believe this. I really believe he says, you know, the war has to stop. These war, you know, we just like Tulsi said today after she was sworn in, she thanked him as a member of the armed forces, saying to hear somebody say that is the last resort. You know, all these people for money. Let me tell you, war is money to these sick people in the government. Not only is that a racket like nobody's business, they have insider trading. That's really what they're doing. They legally have insider trading. They know when they're getting ready to vote on something, what to go put their money on. That's bullshit right there. That needs to stop too. That is insane. And they're doing things to benefit themselves financially. You are putting kids in war. But if you hear him, he keeps saying, you know, people have to stop dying. And if you notice, he keeps saying those bullets fly, and they're only stopping from a person. A person is stopping them. And think about, he literally thinks about like one person. You know, these people have lost their fucking minds. They don't care about people, about anything. And I do believe that. I do believe that he loves this country. I do believe that he wants all the dying to stop. Yes, that it is a very good, right, Frazzle. I think so too. I loved it. I thought it was so good. I'm going to try to find this shortest one. I don't want it to be. I absolutely loved it though. Me too, Queen. Same here. Same here. I believe, I have believed since last time that he actually loves this country. Those other people don't. They don't even love their own family. They don't love anything. Mitch McConnell, go spend time with your grandkids, you stupid, sour piece of shit. Why would they literally will die right there? They won't leave. They don't have enough life left to even spend the money they've made. It's power. They can't let go. They are ill. They are ill. And they do not care. They have padded their pockets. They literally don't give a shit. It is sick. And he had no reason to keep this up, especially after being shot. And come on. This is a beautiful speech, though, I think. I loved it.
Very beautiful, I must say. This is a beautiful place. And our country is starting to do very well again. It's happening fast, a little faster than people thought. Thank you especially to Senator Marshall for the beautiful election. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Great senator you are. I also want to thank a friend and a man of profound faith and tremendous patriotism who's also become a great friend. Much friendlier when you have a majority of 2 or 3 or 4. Could even be 5 pretty soon. But for a little while it was 1. And that's Mike Johnson, Speaker. Thank you very much, Mike, very much.
I'm personally not a fan of Mike Johnson, but you know.
And thanks as well to somebody who's doing a fantastic job, Senator Thune. Thank you very much, Senator. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's really great. And Leader Scalise, Steve, wherever you may be, I know I think you're here someplace.
That is so funny. He always brings up Scalise. You will see Scalise is with him a lot of times. I love that, though. I do.
He's a brave guy, too. A brave guy. I always say it. And Senator Chuck Schumer. Chuck, thank you very much. Thank you. Senator Hassan, thank you very much. Thank you. Very nice to see you. Congressman Jeffries.
Boo.
Thank you. And many other very distinguished leaders in the room. It's great group of people. If we could ever come together, it would be unbelievable. May not happen, but it should. And
I think he really wants that. And you know what? This is the thing. He didn't want to go after them last time, and he didn't go after them. You know, people ask him, why didn't you put Hillary in jail? He absolutely could have. She fucking belongs in jail. She blatantly. I think he doesn't want this division. He doesn't want it. Everybody knows that is not good for this country. That's why they have insisted on having it. You know, they even asked him, you know, why didn't you put Hillary in jail? And he said that, what does that make me look like? Like, I'm not trying to do that to former president's wife. No matter what she did to him, look what she did. The Russian collusion, really? That fucking went on for 4 years, never stopped. Shit, just that shit, they belong in jail. But her deeds go way back. Way, way back. She better be shitting her pants right now. Because I don't think he's going after particular people, but he is saying, look into everything and handle it.
maybe it will. From the earliest days of our republic, faith in God has always been the ultimate source of the strength that beats in the hearts of our nation. We have to bring religion back. We have to bring it back much stronger. It's one of the biggest problems that we've had over the last fairly long period of time. We have to bring it back. Thomas Jefferson himself once attended Sunday services held in the old House chamber on the very ground where I stand today. So there could be nothing more beautiful than for us to gather in this majestic place. It is majestic, and reaffirm that America is and will always be one nation under God. At every stage of the American story, our country has drawn hope and courage and inspiration from our trust in the Almighty. Deep in the soul of every patriot is the knowledge that God has a special plan and a glorious mission for America. And that plan is going to happen. It's going to happen. I hope it happens sooner rather than later. It's going to happen. And it's His hand that guides us every single step of the way. and all of you and the things we have to do is to see the defining role that faith and prayer have played in the life of our nation. And you just have to look at this building, and you can look at each other. You can really look at each other. It's defined almost everyone in this room. I think faith has been very strong with the people in this room. Just steps away from here in the Hall of Columns is the statue of John Winthrop, who famously proclaimed that America would stand as a city upon a hill, a light to all nations, with the eyes of all people upon us. Today, almost 400 years after that famous sermon, we see that with the Lord's help, the city stands taller and shines brighter than ever before, or at least it soon will. In that same hall, we also find the statue of the great Roger Williams, who founded the state of Rhode Island, named its capital city Providence, and built the first Baptist church in America. It's Williams that we have to thank for making religious liberty part of the bedrock of American life. And today we must protect the fundamental freedom with absolute devotion. We must stand strong, just like generations of Americans have done on the battlefields all around the world. Feet away from the magnificent rotunda, another statue watches over visitors to the Capitol. George Washington, the founder of our country, often called for Americans to join together in prayer, very often. And more than 2 centuries later, this morning, we heed President Washington's wisdom and follow in his mighty footsteps. He was a strong man and of great religious strength. The stories of legends like Washington, Winthrop, and Williams remind us that without faith in God, there would be no American story. Every citizen should be proud of this exceptional heritage. We have an unbelievable heritage, and we have to use that and make life better for everyone. That's why as we approach the 25th times 10 anniversary, think of that, 250 years we'll be celebrating next year of our country's founding. I have signed an executive order to resume the process of creating a new national park full of statues of the greatest Americans who ever lived. We're going to be honoring our heroes, honoring the greatest people from our country. We're not going to be tearing down, we're going to be building up. It will be called the National Garden of American Heroes. Some of you will be on that soon-to-be hallowed ground. Some of you, let's see, I can pick a few of you right now by looking. Here's a couple of you right now I can see. Let's see.
Jim Jordan.
It's the president's sole opinion. And I've given myself a 25-year period. And then somebody else. By that time, it'll be very, very built up. No, it will be something very special. And I hope that Congress will fully fund this wonderfully unifying project at the first possible opportunity. It's not going to be a lot of money. Going to be very important, however, so that more of our people can be inspired by the faith and courage of patriots like those who we honor in these halls. One of the incredible Americans whose memory my order will celebrate is also recognized with a statue in the Capitol representing the great state of North Carolina. And that's a man known who everybody loved, Reverend Billy Graham. He was something. My father used to take me to watch the Crusades. He would take me to Yankee Stadium. I remember it so well. I remember it more than I remember any Yankee game, and I've seen a lot of Yankee games. Can you believe it? And Billy didn't have a bat, so, you know, it was just pretty good. And it was amazing. You'd have 60 or 70,000 people, and they loved him. They loved him. I saw him with Franklin. I don't know if Franklin's here. just don't know, but I've gotten to know Franklin. He's done a great job with helping on tragedies and problems like in North Carolina, California. He's always the first one there. The work he does is, his father's very proud of him, I can tell you that. But Billy Graham was very special. One floor below us, Reverend Graham's statue stands with an open Bible. The page turned to a letter from the Apostle Paul, which reads, "Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Never give up. Never, ever give up. You can't. How about me? If I would have given up, I would not be here right now. Who the hell knows where I'd be? It might not be a good place. If it was up.
I do think that he is definitely seen, and I love the way that he understands. He's very clear who saved him that day. Besides the chart, he knows who saved him that day, and he knows why. But yes, Debbie, definitely look into that. Our insurance doesn't cover our prescriptions. Well, Mr. Snotty's, and GoodRx is a great. Definitely look into that. Yes.
Oh, it's a game changer.
It is. Yeah. Mr. Snotty just said it's a game changer. It is. Most definitely look into that.
To the Democrats, it would not be a good place at all. Never, ever give up. There could be no better message for the leaders gathered here, and you are real leaders. And we must never give up, and we must never grow tired. We must never grow weary, and we always must practice good. As you know, last week, only a few miles from here, our nation witnessed a terrible tragedy when 67 people were killed in a horrible accident near Reagan Airport. As one nation, we take solace in the knowledge that their journey that night did not end in the icy waters of the Potomac, but in the warm embrace of a very loving God. None of us knows exactly when our time on earth will be over. You never know. A truth I confronted a few short months ago when there was an incident that it was not fun. It was not a good thing. But God was watching me. The chances of me being here, my sons are shooters. They're really good shooters, Don and Eric. And they said the chances of missing from that range with that gun are, but Don equated it to a 1-foot putt. That's pretty bad. 2 feet I can see missing, but 1 foot you can't miss. It was the equivalent of a 1-foot putt is what he told me. He said, in fact, he gained some religion. He went up 25%. And if you know him, that's a lot. But he said there had to be somebody that saved you, and I think I know who it is. And he looked up, and I said, "Whoa, Don, you've come a long way." He's a good guy, but my two sons just really couldn't believe it. Had I not turned that right turn just at that time, and the audience, 55,000 people standing this way, there were just a few people in the back on the bleachers. There was nobody over there except for my all-time favorite chart in history, a chart on immigration. Immigration saved my life, see? So we're going to be good for immigration, okay? But had I not made that turn, boom, and quickly, it was almost as though a deer bolted. You know, they say the only way you miss when you're a good shot is if it bolts. I bolted. I turned to the right to look at the chart, and I said, wow, what was that? What was that? So you never know, but God did that. I mean, it had to be. The chances of turning, there's no reason to turn to the right. You know, the chart is rarely brought down. I brought it down maybe 20%, and 20% of the time. And it's never on my right, it's always on my left. And it's always at the end of the speech, never the beginning of the speech. And if I was a little more than that 90-degree angle, it would be no good. And if I was a little less, it would be no good. It had to be perfect. Thing went right along the edge. It didn't affect my hair. Can you believe that? Might have touched it, but not where it counts. Not the skin part. But it's, no, honestly, it's a mirror. It changed something in me. I feel even stronger. I believed in God, but I feel much more strongly about it. Something happened. So thank you.
You can tell.
Thank
you can
you.
absolutely tell.
But that event, like the tragedy last week, should remind us all that we have to make the most out of every
I know.
single day that we have. Who would think that you're in space and two things collide? The odds of that happening are so small, even without proper control. We should have had the proper control. We should have had better equipment. We don't. We have obsolete equipment. They were understaffed for whatever reason. I guess the helicopter was high, and we'll find out exactly what happened. But the odds, even if you had nothing, if you had nobody, the odds of that happening are extremely small. It's like, did you ever see, you go to a driving range in golf and you're hitting balls, hundreds of balls, thousands of hours. I never see a ball hit another ball. Balls going up all over the place. You never see them hit. It was amazing that could happen. There was a lot of mistakes made, and it should have never happened. But regardless of that, it's amazing that it happened. And I think that's going to be used for good. I think what is going to happen is we're all going to sit down and do a great computerized system for our control towers, brand new, not pieced together, obsolete like it is land-based, trying to hook up a land-based system to a satellite system. And the first thing that some experts told me when this happened is, you can't hook up land to satellites and you can't hook up satellites to land. It doesn't work. We spent billions and billions of dollars trying to renovate an old broken system instead of just saying, cut it loose and let's spend less money and build a great system done by 2 or 3 companies, very good companies, specialists. That's all it is. They used 39 companies. That means that 39 different hookups have to happen. And I don't know how many people of you are good in terms of all of the kind of things necessary for that. And it's very complex stuff. But when you have 39 different companies working on hooking up, different cities and different people, you need one company with one set of equipment. And there are some countries that have unbelievable air controller systems, and bells would have gone off when that helicopter literally even hit the same height, because it traveled a long distance before it hit. It was just wouldn't stop. It was, follow the line. But bells and whistles would have gone off. They have them where it actually could virtually turn the thing around. It would have just never happened if we had the right equipment. And one of the things that's going to be, I'm going to be speaking to John and to Mike and to Chuck and to everybody. We have to get together and just, as a single bill, just pass where we get the best control system. When I land in my plane, privately, I use a system from another country because my captain tells me I'm landing in New York and I'm using a system. I won't tell you what country, but I use a system from another country because the captain says this thing is so bad, it's so obsolete, and we can't have that. So we're going to have the best system.
Can you believe
and,
that?
A lot of money, but it's not that much money. And it'll happen fast, and it'll be done by total professionals. And when it's done, you're not going to have accidents. It's just they're virtually not possible to have. Each of us is blessed with a precious chance to help lead America to renew our pledges of faith and everything else, and bring us to new heights and create a future of promise for our people and for ourselves. We have the most important people in the country in a true sense here, because you're the ones that are going to make the decision. You're the ones that are leading us in so many different things, whether it's the right air control system or the right size military or what not to do. Most important, people. And of you are very religious. I know so many of you are very religious. And I just think that our country has been so badly hurt. We're very hurt by what COVID did to religion. It really hurt it badly. People couldn't go to church for a long period of time. Outside, they were given a hard time, and I'm not blaming anybody for that, but it was very hard to gather, so they start using computers, if that. And when they come back, it's just, a whole new experience they have to get used to. But it is starting to come back. We had a fantastic thing happen yesterday. The Army had the best recruitment numbers that they've had in more than 15 years. They think it could be 25 years, actually. They're going to probably put that out, but more than 15 years just now. And we were worried about it. We were talking about it numerous times that, we don't have people joining our military services. We don't have people joining our police force. We have to cherish our police. It's so dangerous. You open a car and somebody starts shooting. They have blackened windows. You don't even have any idea who's in the car. Oftentimes they have the dark windows, which are not, in theory, supposed to have, but they have them. The door opens and a gun is pointed at your face, and you can't do a thing about it. It's just nothing you're going to do about it. Your friends will take them out. This happened so many times, but it's such a dangerous thing. We have to cherish these people. So today we join our hearts and prayers in recommitting to putting our country first. We have to put our country first, making America stronger and greater and more exceptional than ever before. And we have to make religion a much more important factor now. We have to make it an important factor. And if we do that, our job is just going to be much easier. It unifies people. It brings people together. Democrats are going to be able to have lunch again and dinner with Republicans. And I remember just as growing up, I'd see, I revered senators and congressmen or something very special, but they were out to dinner all the time. We had an old congressman, maybe some of Cy Halpern from Queens, and he was a friend of my father. But he'd have dinner he was a Democrat, he'd have dinner with Republicans, and he'd be out. It wouldn't even make a difference. Today, it's like shocking. And it shouldn't be. You have to get together. We really have to get together. We all know what's right and what's wrong, and there's going to be compromise on both sides. But we have to just do the right thing, and we have to get together. You did it with Marco Rubio. You got everybody who's 99 votes, and the only vote was our VP, who maybe we should have been there just to make it 100. But I think I would have been angered if it was 100. That might be a step too far, right? But no, it was great to see a vote. Pam Bondi had support from Democrats, and some of the others had some pretty good support. So, it's doable. We had a recent bill having to do with a very beautiful young lady who was killed from Georgia. And that bill was very bipartisan. It was a very beautiful thing to watch, actually. And so I think we just have to, if possible, we have to unify. There's big division. I mean, some people want an open border and some people want a closed border. We want it closed and they want it open. And that's a big difference. How do you solve that problem? It's a big difference. Some people want men and women's sports and some people don't. And I was with somebody yesterday who was so upset that the bill was signed where men cannot participate in women's sports. And I said, he's a very smart guy, went to a great school, was a great student, and he actually feels, that should happen. Men should be able to play, meaning transition into women's sports. And you talk to him and it's just, I don't understand it. Right. I don't understand how the problem ever got started in the first place. It just seems so simple. But he's a good person and just believes it. and just believes it. Not going to be easy to convince him otherwise. So where is the middle ground? It's hard to have a middle ground. There's two ways. I mean, you can either do it or you can't. But I think a lot of good things are going to happen. A lot of people might be surprised to hear me say that, of all people, but I think a lot of good things are going to happen because our country's got some big headaches, but we have tremendous spirit right now. The spirit is as high as it's been. It was up 49 points this morning. 49 points. It's the biggest increase in the history of whatever the poll was. So the spirit is there. That's a big factor. That's probably the hardest thing to get back, to be honest. The rest is easy. So I want to just thank you all. I want to congratulate a lot of the new members. I see so many of you that ran great races, David. That was a great race. But so many that ran great races, and on both sides, you ran some incredible races. So it's good to be with you. And God bless everybody. We want to come together, and the happiest, the person, the element, the everything that's going to be happy. People of religion are going to be happy again. And I really believe you can't be happy without religion, without that belief. I really believe it. I just don't see how you can be. So let's bring religion back. Let's bring God back into our lives. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for watching that with me. I listened to it the other day. I was very, it's emotional a little bit for me, but I loved it. I think it was great. And whether anybody, I constantly say, I'm not going to have this argument with anybody. This country was founded on Christian values. It just was. I mean, we have the freedom to do as we choose. Other countries don't have the freedom to do that. But that is where we came. That is where we come from. It just is. I mean, I'm sorry that you don't like that. And our freedoms give you the ability to not like that and to not follow it. But that is absolutely what it is. And we have to know. Yeah, they do. And that's what I don't get. It's like they just can't have it. They can't just make the choice to not be believers themselves. They can't do that. They have to make it stop. And that's what is so wrong. No, you don't get to make it all stop. Something my aunt said several years ago that has just really, it got to my gut. And my sister, you guys know her, Shabby, she's comes in here. She might still be here. But she asked my aunt one time, she has very, very strong faith. And she said, why? She was like, I know that God isn't making people go into schools and shoot them up, but why isn't he stopping it? And my aunt said, well, number one, I don't know. I don't know. But she said, we don't know what all he does stop. We don't get to know about that. And she said, but think about it. We took God out of the school. We decided that he doesn't belong there. And that kind of got my gut. I thought, oh my God, it's true. That's exactly right. And that is exactly what I say too. That's what I say. Debbie, I just said that to my grandson about 6 months ago when he was asking me about things. I said he gives us free will. He does. Absolutely. Right. But it also is true that we've taken them out of it. We've tried to eradicate them from everything. So I do feel that this was such a pivotal time in our history. Thank God. Yes, I saw that, Frazzled. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only caught a second of it. But this is exactly what we're doing, though. We act like parents don't have any right. It's a fact. They were targeting parents that were showing up to school board meetings. That's exactly what we need to be doing. Yeah, I remember the book, I Have Two Mommies, and also there was a book recently that is in schools that says, I was in daddy's tummy. Well, I don't know what kinds of things people are doing to, I don't know what people are doing. But let me tell you something. No baby grew in daddy's tummy. That didn't happen. It didn't. So we can play games, and this is why our education system is so screwed. This is why it has to stop. And everyone acts like, oh, Trump getting rid of the education department means nobody can go to school. No, it doesn't. That's not what it means. It means we're not going to have this blanket thing across the country, because some places really honestly just feel such a need to teach disgusting shit that is not true. It's not factual. It's not factual. You did not grow in your daddy's tummy. That did not happen. I mean, is this school or fucking what the hell? It's ridiculous. Yeah, they did. That's why I love that he said we're going to quit tearing them down. We're going to build them up. Right. And he's even said some statues, he's like, they're going to put it back. Some of the name changes. Look at Fort Bragg went back to Fort Bragg. Did you guys see that? Did you see that? See what I mean? So many things are happening. It's crazy. Fort Bragg is now Fort Bragg once again. Because they won't stop. And that's the thing, to undo all of this stuff, there's so much that they've been just chiseling away at little by little by little. Where you have to fight with somebody about some bullshit, like your kid going to a parade with naked people. What? You would think that the school would call CPS if the parents took them to that. But no, we got the damn schools doing it. We got Tampon Tim putting tampon machines in boys' bathrooms. Get the hell out of here. Was it really, Debbie? Thomas Jefferson is my favorite. I love him so much. We spent a lot of time at Monticello. And it's crazy. I can remember we rented a car in DC. Like we're an hour more, I can't remember now, like maybe hour and a half drive. And to think that he rode his horse to the steps of the Capitol building every morning to pray before he went to work as president. How gross. The people there, they wanted the name changed. See, oh my God. He wrote his own, he made his own headstone. And of all the things of his life, being president, it is history. He did. I look, oh my gosh, the shit he did, you guys, is so wild. All this shit that he invented and in his house, the things he did, it's crazy. But you know what? That was a duty then. It wasn't supposed to be some kind of like George Washington, he didn't want to be president anymore. He wanted to go back to farming. It was a duty. You do this for your country. You don't become rich and all this shit. It's not like some high class thing. It's a duty, and it's a high responsibility to do for your people, not it's just amazing. Isn't that wild? I'm like, here, we're driving a car and how long it's taking us. He rode his horse this every day. And he read so much. He had like this huge Lazy Susan type of a thing that just held all these different books in certain places. I mean, how did they even have time for all the things they did? It's wild. Next time I go, I want to go to Mount Vernon. It was definitely a bucket list of mine to go to Monticello. So, but then I'm like, oh God, I really wish I would have went to Mount Vernon. I really wish I would have. I'm going to go next time. So much. I love our history. I love it. And these people have got to be so ashamed of what we have done with this Constitution they gave us. Mount Vernon or Oh, I really want to see it. I don't know. I really do love George Washington too, though. I do. I love Thomas Jefferson. Wow, really? See, that's the thing, though. It's history. It is. You can't deny it. It is what it is. And there's a lot of dark history. But what in the hell is going to be seen of our history today? Look, they want to go and take down this stuff and they want to say all this stuff about our history. What in the hell is history going to say about today? About our leaders, our politicians engaging in trafficking children. I mean, they really have got some nerve trying to talk shit about our history from the day. I mean, this they want to tell us about embarrassing times of our country, and there are some. I'm not saying there's not. Of course there are. Today is 100% one of them. The worst. It's disgusting. They need to stop. They need to stop it. But I think they are. I think a lot is going to happen. Because I believe firmly that things have aligned in a way that just really do make some sense to me. Because nothing has made sense to me in a long time. But when you think about it, it seemed completely impossible that Trump was going to win, right? He was going to be in prison. He was going to be killed. You know, they had everybody believing that he was whatever. Who knows? Hitler, this, that, whatever. It really didn't seem feasible for him to win. And even look at just by Elon Musk taking over a social media platform where we could have honest things. Oh, feel better, Jerry. I'm sorry. But think about all the things that have happened. Like, all of their attempts just didn't make it. You can feel God so involved. I do. I feel, you know, as much as they try to take him out, they've removed God from our lives, from our country. He's so evident to me right now in our country, in what's happening. I feel it so strongly. I really do. See, I feel it hugely, like in ways that I kept praying for. And yes, ain't right. Thank you, God. Thank you. Goodness. Because I think if this hadn't happened, I do not know what on earth. I mean, they've really been coming in every way. And I just can't imagine having another cent of my own money going towards the evil. And it's always going to happen to some degree. You're always going to have some of it. But right now it's so blatant. The way they're finding what they're finding so quickly. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. Yes, he did. He did. I mean, I realize not everybody agrees with me, and that's fine. But that is how I feel, and I feel it in my heart so strong. And I'm just so thankful. I am so thankful. Yep. I think that. I believe it, Frazzle. In so many ways, you hear them always saying, he's just a billionaire, wants for his billionaire friends. What does all that mean? I don't even get it. Like, they're already billionaires. Stop. Okay, what? How come you're a millionaire when you make $170,000 a year? How the hell is that happening? That's where the question is. Hello, Liz. Welcome. I mean, that's what we need to be asking. And yes, so why would he put himself through this shit? There's just every good reason for me to believe that God is very involved. I can't help it. And like I said, I'm just super, super thankful. Oh my gosh. I thought we were done. I couldn't imagine that we weren't with the craziness that was going on. Goodness. We're waiting to be arrested every single day. Mr. Snotty kept saying, you got to quit talking about January 6th. And I'm like, we didn't do anything. But a lot of people didn't do anything and went to jail. Right, Queen? I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it so much. I don't think I've ever felt God stronger in my life than I have in the last 6 months. And everyone, I know, everyone said, oh, when he got shot, they said, he just won the election. Like, you had people saying, you had people actually mad that they missed, like saying it out loud, which I don't know. I don't know how to handle that. But and I thought, to me, I was still scared. I said, yeah, God saved him, but they're not done. They're not done. And they weren't done. They're still not done. And it hasn't happened yet. So I have really, really strong faith in what's yet to come. Super excited about it. We're going to have some pain, though. We are going to have some pain. But I think what we're going to have happening right now was getting ready to hit us hard anyway. It's going to take a minute to turn the direction back. And believe me, the guy's not even going to bed, I don't think. Exactly right. See, can you even believe that? How is that even okay? How does that even work with the Me Too movement? You have the Me Too movement where you have women making outrageous claims with no evidence, and everyone just jumps right on that bandwagon. Even though we've seen time and time again, women pull some bullshit. You don't just believe women. Just believe them. But the same people are okay with a man going and punching a woman in the face and about taking her life in a sporting event. And you know what they've done? Because of course they're better at things. Look what they've done to women who have worked, girls who have spent their whole life, working for scholarships and getting to the Olympics, worked their whole lives just to go and have a man win and take it from them. Because whatever the fuck you call yourself, you don't and can't have a baby in your tummy. Want it all fucking day long. It is not going to happen. Same people. Don't care what's happened to those girls, those females. Don't care. Don't care about Me Too movement. Doesn't matter when it comes to that. Because that's what he wants to be, so that's what he is. But like I said, be that at home all day long, be it wherever the hell, whoever wants to take it. I don't give a shit what you do. But why are you allowed to go and ruin something that this girl has worked her whole life for? Because you're not a girl. You're just fucking not. I mean, give me a damn break. And in some cases, we're paying for this shit. We're paying for sex changes in Guatemala or wherever, military, prisoners, illegals to get sex changes. I mean, come on. It's literally unbelievable. And instead of these people saying, wow, I can't believe the fraud and the abuse that they have found, they're mad that they found it. That should really be telling you something. Right. So gross. It's so gross. It's just gross behavior all the way around. All of it. And we've got to just stand up to it. And we can't listen to the bullshit. We can't listen to the crap. We know how much they lie. And the media is right behind it. They're probably scared to death too. Well, a lot of them are losing their jobs because they're losing this. We're not paying for it anymore. Years ago, I made myself a shirt that said, I will not comply. And I meant it. I don't conform to this shit. I didn't play COVID games. I didn't get a vaccination. Not going to. I said all along, I'm not doing it. I don't give a shit. They're not making me. You don't just pull some vaccine out of your ass in 5 minutes and I'm going to take it. That is not happening. I'll make you one, Debbie. I did. I used to get all pissed off and I would just make myself a shirt really big, like, by God. I would get so irritated. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's what you said that. I mean, in reality, who knows? I mean, I sit here thinking I'm all, covered because I didn't get that. Look at all the crap in our food. We don't know. Who knows what the hell they're giving us? So, I mean, in all honesty, but I just thought, you're not going to make me do that. You're not going to. You're just not going to. I'm done complying with everything. That's why we bought that property where this is, stay off it. It's private property. We have never owed a dime on anything that is on that property, anything, the property or anything on it. We own free and clear. Get the hell out. Right. See, and that I love that, Queen, because that's an honest doctor, right? I love that. You guys have seen people here in chat get all indignant with me about not getting one. People who get all annoyed with me about not getting one is like, and people are like, you're putting people at risk. How, if you got one and if you got a vaccine, then you should be fine. Why the hell are you worried about me? Everybody rushed down to get in line for that. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm not completely anti-vaxxer, but I don't trust my government at all. I don't trust their asses for shit. If I trusted them, I might think about it. But for sure, when you pull a vaccine out of your ass like that, 10 minutes, that is no bueno for me. When I know that I knew way before it came out, way before the proof was there, I knew they fucking created that shit. I knew damn well they did. Things are not that convenient. They're just not. Yeah, I know. Oh, of course. Right. Everybody, I knew more people that got COVID after they got the vaccine than the people who didn't get it. Oh my God. See? Yeah, exactly. What the hell was in that shot? I don't know. No, I hear you. Mr. Snotty had to get it too for his job, and I'm fortunate I didn't have to. And I don't know. It would have been a tough call if my family's welfare was at risk. I guess I would have, but tough one. I never even considered it. I knew I couldn't trust my government for a long time. Not complete. I had no idea how evil they were. But after January 6th, I knew right then how evil they were. I understood. And literally, even this week, I found out even more gross and disgusting. I don't think I can ever... I can't imagine finding out worse, but I think we will. I think we're going to find out a lot worse. What the hell could it possibly be? I can't imagine. So much is coming out, but it's good. It's good for this stuff to come out finally. It is so good. We need to know. We need to know. You know what I'm talking about. In fact, I bet you do, because I just kept thinking, wow. And right after that, Benny actually said, okay, I need a palate cleanser, something like that. And I was like, okay, I'm glad you said that, because I'm sitting here going, what do I do with myself right now? because I don't even know. I literally didn't know what to do with what I had just heard. I didn't. Like, well, thank God he is feeling like I am, because I thought for sure I was hearing shit wrong. Thought it can't be true. But I don't even know why. I don't know why I keep being surprised. I don't know why I'm ever surprised. That's what blows my mind. I continue to be surprised. And for Pete's sake, we've had to know 300 and some thousand children. Where are they? That is a special evil. When you can hurt a child, oh, and I know for money. I mean, you have the ones who actually are doing it, physically doing it. I don't never get my head around that. But even the ones that just because they're not directly involved, they're profiting. How do you ever? How are you good with that money going in your account, knowing what you evil and what they're doing to these kids? It's God. My daughter is working with a child right now, and obviously I can't say much. She couldn't even tell me everything, but the things that have happened to this child are so no, I do agree with that. I do. The things that has happened to this child, unspeakable. And just the way that people yeah. Yeah, this child was that, Debbie, but it got way worse after that, way worse. And in some cases, it's almost like, just expected that, they're going to have problems. And of course they are. How could they not? I mean, it's unthinkable. It's yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, Debbie, exactly.
Can they fix this for you, Pat?
They actually, I have to use the restroom. You want to?
Yeah, let me
wanna
grab my glasses and I'll hop.
I'm going to use the restroom real quick. But you're so right, Debbie. Like it's almost kind of a foregone conclusion. So there you go. Right? Oh. No, how many times does it make the news that kids have been let down? But how many times does it not? Like my daughter was telling me during COVID and kids weren't in school. She's like, Mom, CPS calls have gone down 45%. Think about that. See, all the evil they did with COVID. Think about that. Not to mention the kids that only time they ate all day, every day was at school. And abuse didn't go down 45%. It went up, I'll bet you. But I mean, oh yeah, of course they do. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. That's right. That's right. It makes the check go up higher. And then what they do for the kid, they sell their own kids to sick people. I mean, that does happen. Because there's ill people that want that. Yep. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Sorry, Mr. Snotty's going to talk to you.
Just gonna hop in the chair here for a little bit. I apologize in that I don't know what you were talking about, but whatever it was, that's not what I'm going to talk about. Because what I was going to talk about is just, wow, we get a little thing coming up where we're not gonna have Jack on Monday, so we're gonna go up to the property. I'm going to go up to the Nation on Saturday, spend Saturday, Sunday, Monday, come home Monday, and that's going to be really nice. I'm very much looking forward to that. And I actually had something planned. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate that. Hi, Michelle. Doing great. Doing great. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I hope we have nice weather too. I was looking at the forecast. It's going to be kind of chilly. That's okay. I'm going to try to squirt some stain on the cabin. Right, Debbie, sick of the cold? Yeah. I mean, we don't get a lot of cold here, but I'm not a fan. I grew up in cold weather and not so much a fan these days, If I was still out skiing and sledding and ice skating, it might be a very different situation, but not so much these days. Yeah, so I moved the car out of the garage, pulled the trailer out, and put that in the garage. And I'm starting to load it up with fuel because that's what we're going to need while we're up there. Propane, gasoline, firewood, whatever the heck we can get our hands on, just to try to stay warm and keep everything thawed out and working the right way. So very much looking forward to getting up there. We might, Michelle. We might very much. There was talk. I saw the weather forecast on the television this morning. There was talk of a dusting to an inch up in that part of the state this morning. So we'll see what happens. I'm not too concerned about it. If the ground freezes before the snow lands on it, then it won't be a sloppy, muddy mess. But if it doesn't, then it will be a sloppy, muddy mess. But I think we're prepared for that. The car does just fine in that. The Acura does just fine in that. So not too much of a concern. But it's going to be great. A little quiet time to ourselves. Hey, Queen, welcome in. I saw you were here earlier, so welcome in. It's kind of late, but I hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, we will be, Debbie. We'll be safe. That's our MO. I don't want to say safe is my middle name because that's not my middle name. I have another middle name that's a little bit funnier. It's Careful. And then the first name is Not So Much. So we'll have fun. We'll be careful and we'll have fun. It'll be great. It'll be the best ever, that I can tell you. Ask anyone. That's kind of the way I like to roll with it. Are you cold, baby? Is the baby cold? The baby cold. She's cold.
I just got a little chill.
A little cold water coming out of that tap. That's the thing. You don't really think about it this when you live in a place like this, but it takes like 10 minutes for the warm water to come out the tap in
Oh.
the bathroom, and so you're like, oh, damn. Ugh."
Hey, Buddy's in here.
Buddy.
Look at. Hey, I see you.
Okay.
Hey, Buddy. You've never been in here.
Oh, is she new?
hello. Look.
I don't get it. Apologize. I'm just not making the connection. Anyway, welcome in, buddy. Thanks so much for joining. We appreciate you in here.
Wow, I can't believe you're in here.
Anyone that is in here.
It's Michelle.
Oh. Okay. Well, we were talking a little bit earlier. Well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for joining.
You know her. She was just
I did.
she was
Yeah.
at our
She was, yeah. Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, she was at the
At
ball.
the
She was
ball,
at our
yeah.
ball. Yep.
We have photographic evidence of you at the ball, so you can't deny it because you were there. I have it on my phone. All right, so we know you're here. It's probably on my X feed. So don't try to skate out of it. You're not going to be able to.
No. Yeah, you see Queen, she was here too.
Yeah, I did. Well, we're glad you're here, Michelle. We're glad everybody's here. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
you've
fantastic.
left comments before, but I've never seen you in the live chat.
No, but we're very glad to have you in the live chat. This is kind of nice. We're very glad to have everyone in the live chat.
Yes.
And while you're here in the live chat, you might want to meander down a little ways and click that like button. It's right about there. Just click on that. If you could, it does help us to spread the word, and it gives the algorithm a reason to try to spread our content around the Internet of Things.
Well, you haven't even been up north since we got the cabin even.
She hasn't.
Nope.
Wow.
Last time you were there, remember we ate on the we made that deck out of the
Oh, on the
garage
trailer.
door on the toy hauler. Yeah, remember that?
Wow, that's been a long time, Michelle.
I think that's the last time you were there.
That's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, if you can see a way clear, send a text.
I don't even know if you know, but the
Haul you up
pack
there
rats
with
have
us.
taken over the toy hauler. We can't even go in it anymore.
Yeah, it's a very, very sad, sorry story, but we're not going to talk about that now either.
Mm-mm.
We're just going to talk about how much fun we're going to have this weekend painting the cabin. That's what we're going to do this weekend. It's going to be great. That I can tell you. It's going to be the
And how
best
much
ever painting project anyone's ever seen.
Yes,
It's going to be epic. So that's what we're going to do
it is.
for sure. All right, babe. You ready to get back in the big chair?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for entertaining my nonsense. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Back to the Snot Rocket.
We will. You'll have to come up. You got to come. You have to come up to the property again. Oh, wow. You're in town, Queen? God, it's cold. It has cooled back off this week. It actually has. It started to warm up and then now not so much. Oh, wow. fun. Hey, Army vet. Yeah, Mr. Snotty and his. I know. Yep. Last time it didn't work out. That's right. Oh, that'll be fun, Queen. You're going to go, I suppose, right? It's 4:30 there. Or 4. Wow. I'm like, I don't think it is. Just saying. 43. Yeah, that's I don't really know what the I just know when I feel cold. Oh. I had stuff on my phone. 50, it's 52 here. So we're not a lot warmer than you, Cindy. But it was really warming up last week. I was feeling a little bit warm, kind of wanting the AC on a little bit, but it has it's been cool the last couple of days. I'm back in my tights again. It was a little bit too warm for him, but now I'm cold again. Up north, it's going to be cold. It is. Actually, it's supposed to have snow this week.
Just into an inch.
Okay. Yeah, I think it might be snowing there now. But it's supposed to get a little bit warmer this weekend, a little bit. It had, right? Yes, it's going to get hotter than hell. We know that. What was your funny joke, babe, about groundhog? He had a I don't remember his funny joke on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, tomorrow and Friday is supposed to be frozen mix. And then Saturday, mostly sunny, which is good because we plan on painting. So I'm hoping that we won't have the frozen mix or any of that. It tends to be kind of a what do you call it? You know, it'll be all muddy and stuff, and I'm hoping we don't have that either. Hey, yes, happy Valentine's Day to you, everybody. And thank you, Army Vet, you also. We're painting the cabin. It needs it. It's weathered and it needs it. Unfortunately, Fig has a sprayer. Well, good night, buddy. I'm so glad to see you here. I love that. Thank you. It's so good to see you. Are you going to see? Oh, what is today? Wednesday. You won't see your other buddy for a couple of days, but tell her that you guys need to go up north too. You're welcome anytime, Michelle. Always. We love you. Oh, good night, Frazzle. It's good to see you. Love you too. Oh. You have one too? I can't remember what she said this is. Can't remember. I think it's cord. I don't know. I'm making shit up. I'm absolutely making shit up because I don't know. But thank you though, Queen. Thank you. Yeah, I think it'll be easy because we'll just have to tape off the windows and stuff. There's not a lot there so it should go pretty easy. Let's hope. I sure hope so. So I don't know who all saw my video today. It was hard because that's the first time I've gone live on my phone without StreamYard, and I couldn't see any chat. I can't even I can't see chat even afterwards. Like I have no idea what was said in chat or if anything. So I wasn't getting the feedback to know. And I think it wasn't the greatest video. I just gotta live and learn, I guess, right? So anyway, I tried to go downtown and show. I don't think I was able to show exactly what I intended to show, but there it is. Anyway, regardless, I did what I did. And I haven't even watched it. I watched a minute of it, but it's hard to watch myself. I can't. It's hard to. But I don't want to stay on too long. I would just wonder, there was a couple things I wanted to say. I guess. Oh, I wonder. There's some really wild things coming out about Trump's assassination attempt. Can't find anything concrete on that. It's going to be pretty alarming. But I'm sure that it's going to be a patsy again. I do. Who knows? Oh, happy Valentine's Day, Cindy. Thank you, ma'am. What was your joke about Valentine's Day?
Oh, don't worry if you don't have a Valentine.
He's going to tell us.
Don't worry if you didn't have a Valentine for Valentine's Day because you didn't have a groundhog for Groundhog Day. See? Right? Pretty brilliant if you think so. If you think about it.
Oh, God. You did, Cindy? How did it come out? It's so different without StreamYard. So I really couldn't tell what. It was hard to know. And then driving. But, you know, I just got to learn. So you were able to see that? It's just sad. It's really sad. And I just hope people weren't getting the wrong impression. This is not, see, they've really tried so hard to make it about race. It's not about that at all. It's not. Oh, good. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, it was hard to know. I was like, man, it's so weird. I've never been live without somebody being able to tell me something, like, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm muted even. I don't freaking know. Yeah, there's no part of that whole area that is America at all. It's just not. And it's frustrating. But there's so much more to all of it. So much more. Oh my gosh. And I guess we're going to be getting to the bottom of all this stuff. I hope so. I can just pray that we're going to continue down what I firmly believe is God's path of fixing this, righting these wrongs. I think so. I believe so. There's a reason for what's happened. There always is. And like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but I feel God more strongly than I ever have in my life. His presence and his, and his way here, I really feel it. Because things have been very, very demonic. That's all I can say. Yep. You're right. Exactly that. Yes, that's exactly right, Queen. That's what I hope. Yes. It is going to get, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But think that this was the path, the path that we were on. And as much as I feel surprised, I'm not surprised, right? But I think I'm feeling very, very hopeful. Even just, it seems crazy, but even the Super Bowl, like I said, I don't know what that whole halftime show was about. I don't understand it. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, honestly. I'm hearing different things about it was this, it was that. Right. Exactly. Right. And eyes are opened up, and yep, that's what I believe too. But even if that whatever that was about, I don't know the message it was sending. If it was something bad, I didn't take it in. I don't know. But there was a lot there that I saw that was going back in a good direction. Back kind of to where before all this lunacy came about. Right. That's what I think probably. And see, we missed the very beginning, and I didn't pay a lot. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know any. I didn't pay much mind. I told you guys where we went. The internet kept going out. It was constantly going out. Yeah, that's what I hear, Cindy. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't pay much mind to it, what I did see of it. But I saw things that were very much in a good direction, very different from what I've seen in the past several years, where it was just nothing but ugly about America. I mean, some of the commercials were very right. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't really have I have nothing really to say about it. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like some of the commercials that I saw were heading back in the right direction. Again, it's not overnight. And you know, a lot of times with some of that stuff, I guess, if it's not real blatant, like the Olympics, okay, that was okay. I don't fucking know what the hell that was. Sick. If it's not real blatant, to me, if I don't see, if I'm not feeling it, you know, just like back in the day, whenever they were, remember when they were like breaking our albums and stuff, because it was all, you know, like if you listen to it backwards, it says blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, I don't listen to it backwards, so it's not saying that to me. I don't know if you guys remember any of that, but it's pretty stupid. I don't go, I never went there with that. You know, people would say, well, they're, you know, devil worshippers. And I'm like, well, I don't know if they are or not, but I'm not. And nothing that I'm seeing is making me want to be. I don't know. So I don't tend to get a whole lot out of that kind of stuff. I mean, look how much I love 70s music. And believe me, every bit of that was Flower Child, you know, Share the Land, you know, I don't believe in that shit at all. And it never made me believe in it. And I actually still like it. It's good. It's so much like 90s to me. 70s and 90s are a lot alike. The style, I like it. That's my favorite. 70s and 90s. I really can't stand 80s. Look at 70s was the best. Rock was great. Motown, disco. It really is good. It is. Right? Hey, it's good though. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. I love it. I freaking love that music. That's hilarious. Yeah, I definitely didn't think you would. And here, Cindy, I thought that song that guy sang at the halftime show, even though I really didn't hear him sing that day, but I did find out that he sang that song. I thought JLR made it up. Okay, that's how much I know about that shit. I was quite impressed with JLR, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he made it up. I had no idea that there was somebody out there that sang that song. And then I found out that's who was singing at the halftime show. I didn't hear him sing that song though, but I paid very little attention. So there's that, right? But I really got used to football in general, not just Super Bowl, but every Sunday being very, very anti-America, anti-God, anti-everything. So this was like we're going back. Right. And like I said, Cindy, I wouldn't know him if he knocked at the door right now. I swear to God, even after seeing whatever I did see it, I wouldn't know the guy. I just don't. And apparently his great big hit, I thought JLR made it up. So, you know, that's how you know where I'm coming from. Which is nothing. I really like my kind of music, and I don't really venture into new stuff. So and when I do, like Jelly Roll, I love it, right? But I don't tend to do that. So I'll get off here. I just have one quick thing to say really fast, just because I don't know. I said it the other day, but Jack is this close to saying Dobby. And he's trying. He says Dob. And then he keeps he's working. He's working on it though. I know. Oh my God. I love it. I know. Isn't that so cool? I know. He's just that little tiny, and you can see a little sweet thing. Totally, he's trying to say it. It's so sweet. I absolutely love it. Yep. Say, I love you, Dob. And he's almost there. What a sweetheart. He's doing so good. He is doing so good. Saying thank you, you're welcome. All kinds of stuff. We went on a walk Monday, Mr. Snotty and Jack and I, and up ahead of us, this guy was walking by and he was like, "Who's that?" Mr. Snotty was like, "Did you hear that? Like, that was clear as could be." I know. He is. He's saying a lot. You too, Cindy. I love you too. I miss you. I do. And I haven't seen you in here for a while. I haven't been on that much either. Two nights in a row, Monday and Tuesday, Mr. Snotty had Zoom calls in this room up into the evening. So I didn't even want to come out here at all and have dogs barking and all kinds of stuff. So I couldn't. Next up after Dobby will. Right? Yep. Yep. He will be saying a lot of stuff. He actually is saying a lot. Good night, Cindy. God bless. God bless you. I love you. Yeah, pretty soon he'll be talking our ear off. He actually is saying a lot of stuff. I just don't know what it is a lot. But he's doing so good. So good. Just amazed. Not amazed, really, but just very happy. Very fortunate. God is good. God is very good. He is. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. He is. He is so smart. He does. He does so many things that blow my mind. And he's precious. Children are precious. They are. And everybody say an extra prayer for all these kids. You know, just say, this is not, none of this is God's will. It's not. And we're going to get it. Yes. We are going to fix this. We are. I'm going to try to do more on the border stuff, whatever. I don't know how I'm going to manage it. I'm going to try to figure something out. Things are a little bit crazy down there. Well, but I think they might actually, I think they may not be as crazy. But they're not telling us as much now because people are giving people heads up. And that's really dangerous. And it's very sad. So we have to also really pray for all of the people that are working day and night right now to get us our country back and get us back onto, you know, a good graces. Because we just haven't been. But it's not us. And God knows our hearts. He does. So we got to keep positive and stay strong and don't let this stuff get us down. Because there's so much good happening. But I will say goodnight. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you. And oh my gosh, I wanted to say, is there any way I feel like maybe Friday we could watch that movie on Rumble. You guys want to do that? I think I'll come live on YouTube first so we can let people know and go over and watch that movie on Rumble. Because I don't have a lot of things figured out, but I do have that figured out. I know I can make that happen. It's in the news so much right now. It's a big thing going on. So, and I watched it. It's a good movie. Oh, is it Friday night? What if we do it tomorrow night? I think a lot of people would like to watch that. And it'll be there, actually. You know, it'll stay there. Maybe tomorrow night we could do that. So, either way, let me know what you guys think. And I will we'll do it. Yeah, I think have you seen it? It's called It Ends With Us. I mean, it's really sad to see all the craziness that's gone on. And actually that's why I watched it, because of all the nonsense. You haven't it's a good movie. Oh, Thelma's feeling better. She's all ruckusy. But okay, yeah. We'll figure that out. We'll watch it tomorrow or Friday, but maybe tomorrow would be good. Yeah, sweet dreams, everybody. God bless you. Thank you for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Good night.